Woo, Ryan, guess what? It's show number 100.
Hey, the meat glitter make that kitty quiver. I'm just saying. Check this out.
Yeah, Steve, let's see your wiener.
Bless.
There you go. When you take your shirt off, does it match your chest hair?
You okay, Ryan?
Yep.
You took a little too big of a gulp, didn't you? Got a little brave.
No, this one's, yeah. It took a little
Well,
bit.
God bless, Ryan. Hello there. How are you? It's Thursday night. You know what that means. It's time for another Thursday night barbecue chat.
Yeah.
What do you think about that, Ryan? What do you got to say about that?
I think it is Thursday night, and I realize that I'm missing my son's walkout of his final day of 8th grade tonight.
Well, that's your. I don't know
That's
why
it.
you.
I'm here for you. I'm here for the people. It's okay. There will never be another 8th grade walkout again. But
I'm glad I don't have another one.
Right.
Anyway, I'm Steve Kress. I am with It's All About the Barbecue, and during the week you can find me working at lovely, beautiful Wanamakers in, of course, Downers Grove, Illinois. And a man sitting next to me, the man, the chairman of the board, Barbecue Blackstone and Beer Group, Mr. Ryan Hoagland.
So delayed on your answers there, Steve. Anyways, guys, welcome. It is Thursday night. It's time for some Thursday night barbecue chat.
So what's up, buddy? What's up? We got Richard C. is in here. He's been gone for a while. Richard, we've
gone.
missed you.
Missed a few weeks. Had knee replacement and a lot going on.
Wow. Yeah, we could have done a play-by-play on the
Steve has been to a lot of breakfast places lately.
I have. Richard must be following my breakfast posts. If you go to my personal page, Stephen Crass, you will see all my breakfast posts. I do go out to eat, and I do a little see what's going on because we all like to support small business. That's what it's all about. Ryan's putting words all over my face. I don't like it. I don't like it at all.
See, if I go small, you can't really read it. I mean, I can go big.
You can go bigger font. So, Ryan, before we do any of this, and then before we get really excited about today's show, because after all, last week we were at Memphis in May. That was a pretty good show, Memphis in May show.
It was really good, actually.
I don't even know if.
Job, so thanks, Ty, for filling in. And
Ty from Fatox Barbecue.
The first time we've had a good live feed from Memphis in May.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think next year we're going to even try because, I mean, it took us 4 years just to get the one that we really wanted. And so, well, I wouldn't say 3 years. Oh, by the way, look who's there. See that? Mr. Adam Sherwin. See that there? To pull him up on there because we're going to do a little. That's my good friend, Adam. And he just informed me today because I thought I missed it. I missed it. Did you get it? I thought I missed it. I was really upset. But June 9th, Adam will be decommissioned. He will no longer be a part of the Air Force. Congratulations on that. Congratulations to many of years of service. And I can't believe it. I was thinking about it way back. He was on live from the barbecue department at Wanamakers, which was, God, that was like years ago. Yes. So Adam and I have been friends via the shows here for, I would have to say, probably about 4 or 5 years. So Adam, great friendship over the shows that we've done. Congratulations. He is now in Arizona. When we first met, he was stationed over there in Germany. And thank you for your service and all the purchases you've made from the store and you still make from the store. That's a good commitment. And I appreciate that and appreciate everything you've done. And best of luck on what you're going to do after you're no longer in the service. So, did you want to say anything, Ryan, or do you just want to
congratulations,
ride my coattails?
We appreciate it. Yeah, I know. I can't say much after that. But Not only do we thank him, we thank our sponsors. So here you go.
Fat Boy Hickman's Barbecue. Backyard barbecue done right. Steak Ager. Next level dry aged steak at home. Spitfire Grills. Built for serious fire. P&L Steaks Grilling Supply Company. Gear for the grill life. Smoky Woods. Real wood flavor for real barbecue.
Yeah.
Smoky Woods.
It's Smoky Woods.
We got everybody coming in tonight. I thought, we got Mr. Dalen Reed in here. Says, hello, fellas. Look at that. So, did you want to introduce our guest for the evening?
Well, Ryan, I'm going to introduce because what it is when we had Ty on the first time and we were talking about the Fatox Fest. I was looking at the lineup and I saw that there was this nice woman that was cooking in barbecue. And I thought that I always like to see that. I always like to highlight that. And so I reached out and made contact, and we set up a date, which then, of course, then we changed and moved around a couple times. But on examining all the pictures and all the stuff that she does, she is not only can do the barbecue thing, she is a certified chef. And some of the stuff she's done on some of the pictures are absolutely amazing. So I find that to be even more intriguing, is that you can do fine chef work, and then you can get out there and sling the barbecue stuff on the open fire, which just gives you a wide versatility. So we're going to have.
I want to know for the people, though, is there a difference between a certified chef and a certified chef?
Yeah, if you're a certified chef, that means you're better than a regular chef, because you become a chef.
I was asking for the people. The people want to know.
Well, you know, but I mean, some people say they're a chef, but they're not really a chef. But she's a certified chef.
With that burger.
Like that burger. I could say I was a chef when I cooked the championship burger, but I'm not really a chef. She's a real chef. So if you have any questions, so we're going to introduce her in a second, because I'm kind of excited about this whole thing. If you have any questions about restaurants, barbecue, culinary career, her open fire, Memphis in May, Fatox Fest, whatever you want, now's the time to ask.
Yeah, so let's help you first. If you're watching, hit the like button. You just told me to
introduce her, and now you're saying, hold on.
You do it to me all the time. But everybody that's in here, hit the like button and share this out. Share this out on your feed right now. We want to get as many people in here as we can. So, without further ado, nobody wants to talk to us. Oh, did you want to finish? Go ahead, Steve. I'm sorry.
The one, the only chef, Sami Marquez. There she is.
Hi, everybody. You almost had my name right.
Marquez.
Oh.
It's the last name.
Oh, how do you say the last name? I mess it up every time. I know I do.
The QU is a K sound, not a Q.
Marquez.
Marquez. Well, then you got to get the R in the R.
We're not rolling the R. We got enough rolls down here. We can't roll the R. We got Marquez.
Ryan, you're usually pretty good at the rolls, though.
Nope, I can't.
That was French. That was French for sure.
Oui.
So, Sami, welcome to the show. Glad you made it. Just so everybody knows, Sami was supposed to be on June 4th, but then of course we had graduations that came up, so then we moved it, and then she was moved all the way down to God. I don't know what I told you, Sami. We were in July sometime or August. I don't even remember what I was. And then, lo and behold, somebody canceled on the 21st. I don't remember what happened then. And I said, hey, any chance you want to move on? Here we are. So I appreciate you for dealing with all of the movements around back and forth and rescheduling. And welcome to the show.
Not a problem. Thank you. Happy to be here. And Pivot is my industry, so it's all good.
Where is here though? Where are you at? Where are you from?
I'm in San Diego, California.
I was gonna say I'm looking at the light skyline and the warm looking weather.
Yeah, it's not warm. I mean, I'm about 10 minutes from the ocean, so that's why my hair is a little breezy right now, and I can hear seagulls. I'm that close, so it's like 70 degrees and sunny.
Oh, look at that. We got our good friend Aria Roberts. So she's on the road to Cali right now. I want to stop and say hello to everyone and my girl Sami before no cell phone reception.
Sorry. Love you, girl. That's like my most favorite Blackstone ambassador right there. I'm sorry.
Wow.
Well, because she goes, but she doesn't know. But Sami, because I usually put it in the introduction. But Ryan is a major general in the Griddle Crew organization group or whatever it is.
So is Ari.
She's so butthurt. I'm sorry. Okay, there's a look at.
Yeah.
Hey, famous first, okay? Famous first. Then it's you, and then it's you.
Even Andy Wilson's in here like that's rough.
Sorry.
She didn't know. She didn't know. And
I did, but I would still do the ladies first.
Correct. I agree with that 100%.
I'm not gonna argue that one. I gotta
I got on Instagram, right? I got Joel Smokes a lot. He says greeting from Austin, Texas. So we are not only in San Diego, but we are in Austin, Texas. So if anybody's got any questions, feel free to comment either on Instagram or on the thing. Instagram, it'll kind of take us a little bit longer because it's off of our screens. We don't see it. But anyway, so Sami, you have been doing this chef thing for a long time. So what started you in this whole thing?
I haven't always been a chef. I want to preface that because I started in different positions 25 years ago. That's where my journey started. I was 14 going on 15. You do the math. I got into restaurants. That's where I started. I started in a French cafe as a hostess. And what I didn't realize I was falling in love with was hospitality. I was the first impression. I was the face of the brand when a guest walked in. And I just, for whatever reason, really enjoyed that. And so I just kind of stayed with it and kept climbing the ladder, but I climbed it really fast. I went to serving and then I went to bartending all within like 4 years. And then I moved to Las Vegas from Scottsdale, Arizona, which is where I'm originally from. I want to also say that. So at 21, I moved to Las Vegas, and that was my first catapult. I went into VIP bartending and VIP serving, and then there I met my first business partner, and we started back then, early 2000s, marketing was very different, and there was not really that much social media, and we started our first promotional business. It was promotional marketing for clubs, and so nightlife was a huge part of my background, but also high-end VIP parties and fashion shows, and then it turned into production and so forth. And so when I left Vegas after 4 years, I took that concept back to Scottsdale, where it's from, and the concept in general hadn't been done yet in Scottsdale. There were other promotional companies, but how I was doing it, I was incorporating really sexy promotional ambassador girls. There was also go-go dancers involved, and then we just kind of tried to touch, on restaurants and bars and food brands and nightlife. And that's really kind of how I blossomed into marketing. So, but hospitality has always been my umbrella that I have focused on. It's always been about the people. It's always been about the guest experience for me. And I still worked in restaurants, but eventually, like mid-20s, I stepped outside and worked alongside them as a third-party consultant for marketing and strategy for food and beverage. So along the way, I got in 2011, I'll just give you some timelines and then we can peel the onion later. 2011 was when I found holistic nutrition, and that was when I first got certified in holistic medicine, essentially. I was doing recipe development back then, and I just stayed a home chef. I stayed like a new recipe developer, a blogger, a home chef, and still continued with my marketing agency. And I moved around a couple of times and then stayed with that trajectory. And then in 2015, I left Scottsdale for good and then went up to the Pacific Northwest for 10 years, where I was in the Oregon wine country, where the hospitality industry it's like unassuming. You wouldn't really think that, like, oh, Oregon was like, well, Portland is a foodie mecca. And then the wine country brings in all the tourists. And so the hospitality experiences that you're able to kind of be a part of and create are just like, you kind of have no limits. And that was my second catapult 10 years ago. And I'm 40. So I'm just waiting. I'm at a second catapult right now, because then kind of wrapped up 10 years there. And then, so I hit 40, I hit 10 years. I thought I should make another big move, and that's when I moved back down to the Southwest, which is where I'm really from. And San Diego was always like my second home growing up, so I just decided to go here so I could still see my family without having to move back home. and then I kind of feel like I'm like on another catapult a little bit. Just I'm a little bit more accessible now, being in California, and so that's the journey in a nutshell. I'll go back a little bit. 2019. This is where I caught the chef bug, like the professional chef bug. So 2019, one of my clients, who's still a client to this day, was a winery, and I created experiences for them. I do their strategy for marketing and the food and beverage experiences and whatnot. And we didn't have a caterer for one of the experiences that we had created, and so I just said, fuck it, I'll do it. And I kind of executed an 80-person wine club dinner, and that was I was like, okay, I have a natural knack for this, apparently. I've always been in the room. I've always been working with chefs. I've always been in the same space. I just have worn a different hat at the table and in a different seat at the table. So I caught that bug, and it took me a few years to like really transition. And I don't know if you are aware of Fellowship of the Grill, but I helped co-found and build that brand. And when we did that in 2020, that was like a whole new world for me. That was when I found Open Fire. That was like, I don't want to just grill. Like I just wanted something more. Because I was at a point where like, give me something new. And so in 2020, I found fire. And that was when I just kind of started dabbling with that. And yeah, Vino Trece is my main brand. And it didn't start off as a private chef business. It started off as a wine club concept that I wanted to launch into the market and also create these like beautiful, high-end, upscale, intimate socials with my food as like the hors d'oeuvres and appetizers. Well, what ended up happening was I did that, but my food took off. And then I started getting all sorts of inquiries like, I need more of this. And so that ended up taking off more than the wine club. And now what you see of me right now is what it's transformed into. It's been like, I don't know, if you have the mental space and the capacity and the drive and the desire and ultimately the vision to keep it going, keep the ball rolling, and like, how can I continue pushing forward with this without losing myself and so forth? It works. But it's consistency, right? So here I am. I would not trade anything ever.
That's like Richard says. It's a very, very interesting road she has traveled.
It's a lot to unpack for sure. It's but I've been to so many places, and it's mostly a West Coast girl at the end of the day. Like being in Memphis and then going to Chicago, like that was kind of like venturing out, to be honest. But I'll go to Mexico for bookings. I'll go to Europe for bookings. But getting over to the East United States has been not so prominent in my journey.
Interesting.
You said Scottsdale. I lived in Mesa and Apache Junction for a little while.
So you understand the Scottsdale scene,
yep. Right?
And it's forever evolving and changing. But that's where I got my start. And God, it will forever hold so many memories here for sure.
We got Joel Santos in here, says hello, and then he says, do you still do consulting work?
Yeah. What do you do? What did that person say?
Do you still do consulting work?
I do, yeah. So I actually still operate the marketing business. COVID really took me from, a multi-person agency, continuously scaled down as we lost clients and budgets, and I act as a sole proprietor now, but I do still operate. I do hospitality consulting and food and beverage strategy. I'm not someone who's going to take your product and market for you or for the brand, but I'll create strategy and growth based around revenue and experiences, and ultimately designing a way or refining how a brand approaches the market. So yes, I still do that.
Which of the three places do you like the best? I mean, that's kind of like a different Scottsdale to the Pacific Northwest to then San Diego. That's like three different, totally different.
I know. I have so much love for the Pacific Northwest. It is so very healing and calming. And, you know, if you fish at all, or if you like the outdoors, you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
You know, but at the same time, it's a slower pace than what I'm used to. And for a moment, 10 years moments, it worked, and I needed that. So it's hard to say like what's my favorite, but I don't know. And also I am just coming back into San Diego, so so far it's been really great. But maybe ask me in another month or two.
Yeah.
Before you go, I want to say hi. Happy Pappy Pepper Powder has finally made it to the show. Welcome in.
Oh, he's here. I don't know what I did with my Trisha moved things around on me. So
Joel's doing a follow-up. Said, what finally made you pull the trigger on yourself? I'm assuming it was worth it. I've been in barbecue 10 years now. Respect the way you paved your way.
Pull the trigger. Oh God, that's a good question.
We're getting deep tonight.
Yeah, no, hey, I am everything but surface level, so you keep it coming. Honestly, I have a really strong mother that has just always had this voice, and she kind of trickled it into us girls and my sisters, and I feel like I've always kind of had the belief in myself, and I was never really like, oh, should I do it? Or I would like to think that I don't think I really ever had a doubt in myself. And, you know, I've never been a 9-to-5-er. So I kind of started young. I mean, I worked under restaurants, but as soon as I stepped out, I was like done with somebody else's schedule. But I think I started with sports. So I was a youth athlete and then played all the way up until my like 39 when I almost paralyzed myself. I think that was what gave me like the biggest confidence in myself. I was captains, I was star players. I have cases of trophies and pins and medals and things like that. And so I think that like it stems from there. And when I became an adult, I transferred all of those, like the communication skills and the team leadership skills and just all of that, into my adult business life. And I just went for it. I really couldn't tell you a moment where I doubted. So I went to Vegas when I was like 20. Okay, I was underage. Don't tell anybody. And I got into all the clubs and I had all the conversations. And it was when I got back, I was like, I need to move to Vegas. I knew nobody there. I didn't have a plan. I just felt it right here. And that is called intuition. And we all have it. Not everybody listens to it. And some of us, it's just really cloudy and we have a lot going on. And it isn't until we kind of start clearing, you know, the mental clouds that you start to hear your intuition more. Anyway, so I've always listened to my intuition, and it tells me like, do it, or like, don't do it, or like, be cautious. And I did that with Vegas. I moved there, didn't know anybody. I moved in with people I didn't know. I met up with that one girl who I met at a club one night, and I tapped on her shoe. She was a go-go dancer. I went up and tapped on her shoe, and I was like, silliest thing when I look back at it. And then we were like best friends, and then I just kind of dove into it with her, and from then it was just like, so yeah. I would say if to anybody who has like, they're at a point where they're like, I'm ready, but then they start taking steps backwards and then they go forward, just do it. Just do it. And the key is to trust that you will land. You will land. It might not be as graceful as you want to land, but you're going to land at some point. So just do it and make the step. And in that process, you'll figure out how to make a soft landing. Guaranteed. But it has to be here first, right? It's all a mental game.
You'll either land on your feet, land on your face, or you'll learn to tuck and roll many times. On your feet. Right, Steve?
I mean, I had a vision to start this wonderful podcast, Ryan, and look at how far we've come. We've landed on our feet. We fell on our face 19 million times. And I don't know how to tuck and roll.
It's coming for you.
Joel, after that, Joel said, "Heard, thank you. I'll take that with me for sure." See,
Thanks,
we're
Joel.
helping our viewers. I love it.
You got a bunch of different parts of it. So you did the marketing part. You've done basically everything that's in a restaurant. You've done the beginning of the front of the house. You've done the marketing. You've done the chef work. And now, I mean, which one did you enjoy most, or do you just enjoy what you've made out of all of them?
I would have to say, so I mean, I was front of house operations for my entire career. I still am. When I work with clients, when I work with clients, I'm still managing their front of house, and so my head is still there. So I don't think that won't ever be a love of mine. I think that still holds a really valuable, like really strong piece in my heart. Because it's all about the guests. But I do love that I'm able to be creative with my culinary creations, and I get to play with food, and I get to be part of really just beautiful experiences. And, I will confess, the only position I have not done in a restaurant is actually the back of house. I was never a chef in a restaurant.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, so I skipped that part. I skipped the line cook part, and I went straight to like high-end, upscale, private dining.
Chef.
Yeah.
She's a private chef is what it is.
Yeah, I'm a private chef. So, but the private is still very public. So I look at myself as more of like an experience-based chef, where I'm out in the public, I'm creating experiences. And a lot of it is private dining, but at the same time, like I do happy hours, I do socials. I can pop up in a restaurant and be completely comfortable in their kitchen and use all of their tools to do a takeover, to act as a pop-up restaurant for my concept. But the act of being the chef in the back of the house on a consistent basis, I cringed at. Absolutely cringed at. That's the one part of the restaurant where it's the toughest. There's a lot of yelling that happens out there. You don't have an audience where the front of the house does, right? So right. a lot of shit comes out in the back of the house, and I've always been a people person. So a chef behind the scenes was not really something I was attracted to.
Now, do you do those things where you're cooking right in front of the people? I mean, are you like, or do you? Yeah, see, they get to see that's the great thing about everything you've done, is because now that you've worn almost every single hat, and now that you're doing like the private chef thing, I mean, you need the front of the house thing to introduce yourself to the people that you're meeting, and then the scheduling, and you got to advertise your own products and scheduling your own stuff. I mean, so you basically trained yourself over all those years, and now you're doing it.
Yeah, I've said that so many times too. When I reflect, and I'm like, man, I really love what I do. I feel like I have been preparing for this. I'm like ready in all the right ways, because I'm not afraid to get into a whole cook in front of people who are sitting down, 10 people, 20 people. Cooking on site is preferably what I would like to do. I'm not really like I have commissary kitchens, but I would rather be cooking everything in front of everyone and give the guests an experience that there's a chef in their vacation home, or there's a chef in their mansion, or there's a chef in their home that they've spent hundreds of thousands of dollars renovating. And then now they're throwing on a party, they're entertaining, and then they have a chef in their beautiful chef kitchen. It's an appeal to the guest, and it's also entertainment. It's a piece of entertainment too, because it's like when you go to a restaurant and there's an open concept, you can see it, and anybody who is not looking back there and mesmerized at some point, well, that's just weird. But guaranteed. You look, you're just like, oh, I can see them doing everything. They're just hustling and bustling, and like it's a mess. It is like, it's a beautiful thing. I love that aspect of it.
It's almost like watching a dance.
Organized chaos, Ryan, is what they call it.
Yeah. Well, in the open concepts, no matter if you're private or public, like you gotta hold your shit together. Like you can't lose it. It's like you're part of the front of house a little bit at that point because you can't just slam things. You can't get mad. I mean, you could, but you know what I'm saying.
Gordon Ramsay does it all the time.
I was just going to bring up good old Gordon. I mean, he's made a career out of losing it in the open concept.
Well, yeah. He's not like that in real life, though.
I know. It's all for show.
One
day he'll be on the show.
On our half hour of the show. So I got to get to our other half of our sponsors real quick. So we're going to take a 16-second break. Thank our sponsors.
Melinda's Hot Sauce, bold heat and flavor. Boar's Night Out, championship level barbecue rubs. Blues Hog, legendary sweet heat barbecue sauce. Marble Ridge Farm, premium quality meats. Fat Cow Jerky, big flavor for serious snacking. And OG Bandits, bold rubs with barbecue attitude.
And barbecue attitude. Ryan, as we've watched the sponsor videos, we have some pretty cool ass sponsors.
We do. We have the best sponsors out there.
We got Melinda's, we got Blues Hog, Marble Ridge Farms, Fat Cow Jerky. I sell Fat Cow Jerky. It's doing pretty good, Ryan. It's probably I have probably sold. Oh, she's got Melinda's too. So everybody's got Melinda's on today. I probably saw if Ron's watching, which he probably isn't because nobody really is. I've sold more of. I think it's the first jerky that I've actually had to reorder stuff from because it's usually jerky doesn't sell at winemakers.
And he just commented. I missed his comment earlier, but our good buddy Greg Snyder says, "Good evening, guys."
Oh, hey, Greg. I just saw his comment right now. But Greg, yeah.
Good evening, guys.
Oh, open fire. Greg, you came at the right time. This is the second half of the show where we were just talking about her career through the restaurants and through the marketing and through all over the old West Coast there of the United States, from Scottsdale up to Oregon and then down to, well, she stopped in Vegas for a little bit and then down to San Diego. So we've been all over the West. So you said you got into the open fire thing. I am kind of like you. I'm kind of just amazed by it just because it's not, and I don't mean any offense to the regular barbecue guys, because I know that's an art form in itself, but it's not just going out there throwing briskets on a smoker, closing it and coming out and checking it every so often, or looking at nowadays looking at your phone or your whatever to see what the readouts are on the monitors.
Readouts?
But
the readouts?
The readouts. You know what, Ryan? Sometimes as you get older, things just words just kind of mingle together, especially when you're really excited to say something. But the open fire, I kind of agree with you. I mean, it is like it's a constant, as Ryan used one of his words, it's a constant dance of getting things together and moving around.
Yeah. Yeah, it is. There's nothing wrong with long form smoke, Traegers, and regular, like, standard traditional barbecue. There's a beauty in that, like you said as well. The fire, it just goes back to like our ancestral days where it's survival. That's how they cooked. And I think that when we see fire, no matter if we're trying to cook on it or if we're just relaxing near it, it like stimulates something to us of like peace and calmness, I think, on some level. And so when you cook with it, you really become one with the fire. I'm speaking for myself. I become one with the fire. I do feel at peace with it. But you can't turn your back on it. You have to know, there's a ton of tools out there too. Like there's thermometers and stuff like that. Like I personally don't use thermometers. I can cook any form of fish, seafood, meat, and just know where it's at. I mean, granted, I'm not doing brisket over fire, obviously, and that would require that. So, but you just gotta have to know, like, how's the color looking at certain points, and it is something that you continuously have to do to create patterns and to notice the patterns, and to know like how to control the temperature, because you can't just like turn a dial and it's down to a different temperature, right? So you have to understand how to put out a fire, how to decrease that temperature real fast because it can get pretty wild really fast. Especially if you're, you're trying to do like flambés and things like that, which most open fire guys are not flambeing things, but in a finer dining upscale world, we do. And you can lose control of it really, really fast. And so if you're afraid of it, it's gonna know it, and it's gonna like just overpower you. So it goes back to having that confidence of like, I got to do this. I got to start small and then just build your way. But it does take some time. You are working with fire, and so things cook differently. And the thing is, for me, is the tools that I do use are like cast iron or finding ways to make ovens, right? That because you don't have that in open fire. And you can literally cook anything. I mean, I'm going to think about it as I go to bed tonight and be like, can I cook everything? I think that you can cook anything over fire. Anything. I mean, there's cast iron pots. You can boil something. So once you get boiling water, you got anything. You can fry things. You know what I'm saying? It's like there's not one method or style of food that you cannot cook on fire.
I got an interesting. What's that? Yeah, I can do a smash burger on there, right? Well, I got to follow up to something Ty said last week on the thing because he was showing his cooker, and he said that they made cakes and stuff on there. How hard? Because I'm trying to picture in my head, how hard is it to make a cake?
So that was my dish that I did for the competition. I did the dessert. I came into the competition kind of late, so I kind of picked up the pieces where needed and necessary, and then also helped with like the visual aspect of presentation. I came in with a masa cake recipe, and it's not that difficult. I mean, as long as the thing is with fire is if you have multiple people cooking on a really big surface area, right? They all require different temperatures. And so if your environment is not the same exact identical as the last time you tried, it's going to be different. You're going to have different heat, and it's going to be either a slower cook or a faster cook. And so he ended up bringing one of the things that I love. I have one of as well. It's like basically a deep dish. It's like a deep baking dish, and there's a lid. It's cast iron. And we put that on heat. So he has these little racks, like they're called risers. They're like grate risers. And he has a couple of different levels. He built those himself, which are so hard to find in the market. And I mean, maybe I just can't find them. So if you know of any, send them to me. But I love that he does that. He builds these risers, and any tools that he really needs, he can just like fabricate it. And like, that's fucking awesome. But yeah, so you just, put it on the risers, and then, you just got to kind of watch it. And, I'll admit, like, I burnt my first one. We were just practicing, and I burnt my first one just because there was a lot of heat, and it was too low to the ground. So that's the second one didn't burn, right? So you just kind of have to, like, tweak things here and there, and try and figure out what it is that's wrong. Is it too high of heat? Is it too close to the embers? Is it, is there too much butter on the bottom where it's going to burn? Things like that. But to answer your question, I would say easy.
Really? Well, I got. Let's see. Hold on. I got to put my glasses on, ladies and gentlemen. Sauce man. I can't even read it with my glasses. Sauce it and toss it. Barbecue. It's definitely fun to cook over fire, but definitely challenging. I can see that because this is what you were saying. I mean, it's a lot. There's got to be a lot of trial and error in doing something like a cake, so that you kind of know for future, like what level from the fire you need that to be at. I think that's just part of the fun of the whole thing.
Yeah, I mean, the one thing that you need to have when working with fire is patience and time. If you should never rush a fire, like a cook over fire. Like if you're doing catering or if you're entertaining and you're like, fuck, I need to get this fast. Like it's never going to work. It's going to fail on you, and you're just going to get frustrated. So the time that you need to allocate is, I would say, the biggest piece. And then with time, you'll have patience.
Well, Brian, because this just popped into my head, I'm going to ask this question. When you're doing a large event, how long does it take you to plan everything? I mean, when somebody contacts you, from the time they contact you to developing the menus and and all that other stuff, how long does it normally take to put an event together?
Well, so I get booked out pretty far out in advance. Like the stuff I have this weekend and then next week have been booked for almost a year. So it just kind of depends. But it doesn't take me very long to come up with a menu. And so the thing is about my menus is I work seasonally. Like, part of my concept is farm to table, essentially, but I incorporate my Latin roots with a West Coast farm to table kind of vibe, with the fire mostly. And I work in seasons. So I value agriculture and keeping our food systems rich and sustainable. And so whatever is in season during like that time, whatever region I'm cooking in, that's primarily what's on my menu spread out across, my creations. And so I already kind of have like a set, I wouldn't say a set menu because they change, but a set of ingredients that I use. And then I show that to my client, who then tells me what they're looking for. Like, they want 4 courses, they want to do seafood only, they want to do, this and that. So I make it custom to a certain point for them so that they can still bring their vision to life on how they want their party to, or their dinner experience to be. And then I'm like, here's what I'm offering. And if they want something different from what's on the menus, I can easily transform a dish. That part is really easy for me. So I get a menu done in, I don't know. I like to give myself 24 hours because I like to sleep on things. I can be hasty with decisions if I need to be. I can pivot really fast, but I would prefer to sleep it, have a night to sleep on things just in case I wake up and, my God just told me things. And so I would say I get a menu out within 24 hours. And then from there, it's they put a deposit down and then it's booked. And how the next step from there just depends on how far or how close the date is.
Yeah. I got one, Ryan, just on Instagram, on my Instagram, our good friends, here they are right here. They're right here. These little guys here.
I can't say.
Our good friends, Matt and Toby, are watching from Farm to Fire, Louisiana. They are here. They're watching on Instagram. Thanks for
I watched them this past weekend.
Yeah, no, they made it there. I'm happy they made it there.
Cool.
Oh, I finally saw that Toby did sign his. It's on the side of his hat. I didn't even notice that. Yeah, Toby signed his. I saw Matt signed his, but I didn't see it. Toby signed his. Yeah, they were there. I saw some of the pictures there. Some of the cookers there were awesome. But Ryan, pull up Greg's thing because that would be maybe that would interest Sami there.
Well, Greg, we got back. He said, "I missed Memphis. I missed Memphis this year. Didn't cook with Mark Lambert and Sweet Sign of Mine with health issues, not being able to go." And then he said she needs to hook up with Mark Lambert and Sweet Swine of Mine and go to Monterey Mexico Festival in August.
Okay.
Oh, that would be.
Yeah. I'll have to take a note of that.
Yeah. So what's your favorite kind of, there were some pretty cool ass cookers there at Memphis in May. I'm assuming at Fatox Fest, we're skipping over, we're skipping. Oh, and Farm to Fire, they said, "What's up, Sami?" I skipped over Fatox Fest, but the cookers are just amazing. What Ty was showing us last week at Memphis in May was actually getting to get close up to some of these, and with the hanging thing, and then there's carousels in the middle, and then Mel's with the big ship, and all the different cookers. What do you have your own cooker? Do you have how fancy is yours?
So it's funny that you asked that. I'm glad you did because I actually don't have big rigs. I don't have anything fancy. I have done a lot of my work on a Weber kettle. To be honest, I mean, don't get me wrong. I have a total of like 7 other little apparatuses that, you know, they're all charcoal based. But I just got actually, so I just won the ranch kettle from Weber from Chef Big's giveaway recently.
Oh,
So I
nice.
have the ranch kettle now. But yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, like I'm 5'0", right? I'm gonna start with that. So there's a lot of like these bigger Santa Marias and the offsets and stuff like that. Like I literally can't even fucking reach. like when I try to open an offset, I'm just like, ooh, I'm just like I like start to lift off the ground and I go with it a little bit because it's just like they're so big. But like basic standard size Santa Marias, I do fine with. So I don't have anything fancy. I mean, I definitely need to. I will admit, like I wanted Ty at Fatox. Like I'm like I would love one of his grills because they're just the perfect size. At the end of the day, I don't need anything fancy. I actually prefer a little bit of like simplicity and try not to get too caught up in the bells and whistles because I go for practicality. And I don't know. I'm not necessarily super drawn to like all the big fancy ones. Although if Tagwood hit me up and was like, "We want to give you," I'd be like, "Fuck yes," because Tagwood is Tagwood, and they always show up. They have some really great stuff. But you know, Weber just launched their Santa Maria at Memphis in May. I don't know if it's onto the market yet, but I think that they showcased it and.
Yep.
I'll probably get that at some point, but yeah, I just keep it simple, to be honest. I kind of like go back to like ancestral roots. Like my perfect setup, honestly, would be like low to the ground, like kind of not necessarily on the ground, but like in big bowls and discs or I don't know. Like I just think about like what my ancestors were doing. And I'm more attracted to that.
Need to check out I don't know if you follow him on, I kind of following Mel as he went down to meat stock. And then I was kind of following some of the groups that were down there. I think it's called Aussie Campfire Kitchens. And they do a lot of that on the ground.
I love that.
With posts and stuff like that. And they're actually going to be on the show down in July. But yeah, I can't wait to see some of all that stuff just seems cool. I get it. I'd like to, but you got the ranch kettle now. Yeah.
I mean, I have some other big surface grills, they're just not as fancy. They're not expensive. It gets my job done. And at the end of the day, look at what I'm creating. And I don't know, you know what I'm saying? Like if you looked at my entire portfolio and like looked at how I create, what I create, how with the tools that I'm creating, it just shows you that you don't need to kind of go overboard. Like you can do a lot of really amazing stuff, and you can cook some really beautiful dishes with some simple tools. And it's really about the creativity and how you do it. Is the bigger piece.
Richard's got a good one there, Ryan.
Richard says, "Do you cook a lot in a cast iron Dutch oven?"
Not a lot, but I definitely do. Yeah, I have a few. I love them. Yeah, I would say cast iron's like my go-to. So I have all sorts of little and big cast iron contraptions. Actually, speaking of that, so when I was at the NRA show in Chicago, Weber had a booth there, and they were showing me a couple of new products that they're about to launch into the market. And one of them is a cast iron dome. I was like, yes. I took a picture of it. It's like, I think it's only going to be like, I don't know, maybe like $50, $60 or something like that. But you know what I'm talking about. So if you were to imagine like a cake stand, and then there's a glass dome with a knob that you pull up. It's like that, but it's cast iron.
Really?
Yeah. So I will definitely be getting that.
Interesting. That's
interesting. It goes back to the thing, the comment I made about being creative with how to create little ovens for your food over fire. because there's not a lot of options. I mean, you can make shift. Sure, you can put a bunch of, you'll burn it, but yeah, the cast iron with the lids are where it's at if you want to create an oven.
Yeah, I can see that. That's actually sounds like a pretty cool accessory. Those guys at Weber, they're getting so smart with their accessories.
Sorry, I didn't mean to say Weber. I meant to say Lodge.
Oh, Lodge. Same difference. Lodge. They're getting so creative with their accessories.
Yeah.
Just kidding. Well, maybe Weber will come out with one too. But I like Lodge is like one of the best cast irons in the whole world, I think, as far as I know. But,
There's some other good brands, but yeah, they're pretty legit.
Yeah. Happy Pepper Powder says, I love using cast iron. That's all I use.
Yep.
Lodge is great stuff. Yeah. I've got a Lodge.
Absolutely.
Lodge cast iron pans.
All right. So here we're going to take it to both sides. I want an answer for both sides of the aisle here with your cooking. What if we were coming over to Sammy's house? What would be the fine dining dish we would get? And then what would be what you would throw on the open fire and cook up? How would they differ? And how would the menus look?
They would all be over fire for one. Most menus would be. I do fine dining with open fire. That is kind of like why my dishes look the way they do is because, I mean, I rarely use my kitchen. Like, if I'm trying to do something fast, or if I'm like just waking up and I need some eggs, like whatever. But everything I do is outside and over the grill and over the fire. So fine dining, yes, it is a lot to do with the ingredients. However, you can create a fine dining dish out of really basic ingredients. And that's kind of like what I like to play with is how creative can I get with absolutely nothing? Or basics like carrots and beets and, maybe I don't even have a meat source. Maybe I have garbanzo beans. You know what I'm saying? Like you can do anything. So I like to do a lot of sauces. That's like one of my things. I like to do purees. So for one, I like to use a lot of carrots and a lot of beets, and they take a little bit of time. They're thick, but I like to blend those down and make a puree out of it. I like color in my food. Color usually means it's nutritious, right? Like greens, yellows, purple. Things of that nature. Those are all like nutrient dense foods. So I really try to make sure that I always have those incorporated. And it also just kind of adds like a really fancy touch. So I don't know, go back to your question. I don't know what I would cook. I mean, guys, put me on the spot. Jeez.
She needs 24 hours, Steve.
I'm such right?
I don't know. I just thought maybe she had a favorite foods to cook.
So I really like to cook a beef Wellington. And mind you, I've done that over fire. You just have to create the dome. And it cooks beautifully because you're getting that really high heat. So I would definitely do a Wellington with a carrot puree. Obviously, I'm going to incorporate a ton of herbs. Being a master of herbs and spices, I always have herbs. Generally, they're going to be like savory. I'm always going to incorporate alternative milks and alternative like dairy. So I don't do dairy and I don't do gluten in my concept either. Good. And that always throws people for a loop. They're like, what? And I don't lead with that when it comes to my marketing about my food, but it's definitely like I make it known on the menus, and then in my presentations with the guests, I will definitely say that. But I also get bookings because of that. There's a lot of shit in our food these days. Where I don't think anybody is oblivious to that. And so one way for me to just combat that as a whole and just like stay clean is to just look at the label, stay away from refined sugar, stay away from, unhealthy fats, and seed oils and all the things, and just stay clean. I mean, I've been doing that since 2011 when I got that, background in nutrition, holistic nutrition. So it's interesting how far that has come. But I've had people recently ask me, so what do you eat then? Like if you don't do gluten, if you don't do dairy, like how does your food taste good? I'm like, well, because we have options. And it goes back to being creative. So with my food, you're always going to feel good. It's going to look pretty. It's going to taste amazing. And you're going to feel good eating it. Not once has anyone after my 4-course, 6-course dinners have come to me and said, God, I feel like shit. Or like, they always say like, I feel amazing. Like I don't feel like I'm bloated and inflamed. I just try to stay away from all of that. So beef Wellington for sure. It's fully gluten free. Because I love mushrooms, and there's mushrooms in a beef Wellington. As far as the other one goes, how about you tell me what you like to eat, and I will tell you what I would make.
I like food. Food with a side of food and food with a nice puree.
Okay.
I'd like whatever you'd be making, because I'm sure it's gonna be tasty. I like the beef Wellington. I think that would be,
yeah.
And I really like, what type of mushrooms are you putting in there? Do you have like a go-to mushroom?
I have 2 go-to mushrooms. One of them is shiitake, and then the other is maitake. And both are very earthy. And I prefer earthy, like earthy profile, savory over anything. I can do a lot with mushrooms. They're amazing. They're probably top 3 ingredients that I would never get rid of.
I mean, that just sounds like this Steve and I show, like eat talkie and I shiitake.
Nice.
Brian, that's
a good
awful.
one.
That's
Come
awful.
on,
That's one of your worst ones I think I've heard.
No, I've
What is that?
never.
I don't know. Maitake. I don't know if I've ever heard of I thought you were going to say portobello, but
Oh no.
Cremini? Cremini
that's
mushroom?
I don't know if you've seen my Instagram recently, but there's like a picture of a purple mash situation.
Ryan's putting it up right now.
Yeah, I don't know if you can pull it up on the screen, because that would be really cool to show, because this is something I love to incorporate in my dinners.
I don't know if Ryan's that talented yet, but
Wow.
usually he's pretty good. Happy Pappy, he says you should try chestnut mushrooms. Chestnut is earthy and firm, he said.
Yeah. Where is that guy from?
That's Happy Pappy Pepper Powder. Its name is Tom, and he is from, I know it's Georgia, but the town is slipping my. Do you remember the town, Ryan?
No, now I'm like thrown off. What am I?
I don't see chestnut very often in the West Coast. Maybe I'm missing it, but
a purple thing. She said.
Oh, I did find the purple thing, but I got distracted on some other food stuff.
Oh, you know what? I think that's actually. Don't open that. Never mind. Unless you can take a screenshot, because that is actually a cover photo to a video.
Yes, it is.
But either way, so it's a really, really. I love potatoes. It is the one ingredient that I have to stay away from, because I will eat them all. Like Thanksgiving, you make platters and family style sizes of potatoes. Well, I'm taking the whole thing, and I'm like, bye. I don't know what you guys are gonna do, but I'm gonna eat this whole thing. So I have to be careful. But I love potatoes, and I think that there's nothing more satisfying and comforting than just like a classic steak and potatoes. So I think that would be my other dish for you. But I wouldn't just do steak and potatoes, right? Like I would do a higher end cut. Like I really love flat iron, but I also really love anything in the tenderloin family. And then with the potato, I would do this purple potato. It is actually purple. Yes. So that's a mash that I made. That's partially on top of it. That was a really big batch, so it's why it looks, not as, refined.
That looked
But
like one, I think.
what?
One
So yeah,
helping.
no, it was so good. So that's basically what I do. They start that whole video actually towards the end will show you like what that looks like as I cut them inside, what it looks like peeled, what it looks like unpeeled, and all that stuff. But it looks black, and it's more earthy and it's more like nutty. And so when you peel them, and then you can cook them over fire, you can boil them, you can do whatever you want with them, but they lose a little color. But as long as you don't scorch them, they're going to stay that vibrant purple. And so I like to make a mash out of that and put in a ton of different herbs as well as nutritional yeast. So steak and potatoes, and then I would do like a confit mushroom as well. And then you have to have my steak sauce because it's one of my favorite sauces. That's why I bottled it last year. So I have a sauce line. It's in its baby stages, but I launched with the steak sauce, and it's not a steak sauce intended to cover up the steak. No, if it's a good enough steak, you don't need the steak sauce, right? But it's not to put on top. It's like as a dipping situation, and then it also tastes amazing with all of your other charred vegetables. And it's tomato based, and it's 100%. It's like clean AF. It is so good. I gotta get you guys some when I start shipping.
Nice. Dude, Happy Pappy's got a whole bunch of comments there, Ryan. He's out of control.
So I have a connection in Georgia for many types of mushrooms. They grow them from.
Okay, cool. So when I was living in Oregon, lucky dog mushrooms. Okay, I will. When I was living in Oregon, it's a thing up there. I think that's really where I fell in love with mushrooms. There's mushroom hunting. There's truffle mushroom hunting. There's so many different varieties. I got lucky. I got spoiled up there.
Did you become? You said you were with the winery. Did you become like a good person with wine too? Did you like all know all the good wines and everything?
I am educated in wine. Yes, like actually wine educator. That was why I wanted to launch the wine club, because I, have an abundance of wine knowledge from around the world, but also an Oregon wine. So yeah, I love that aspect of it. I have done blind tastings before where I've tasted and I've gotten the varietal right, I've gotten the vintage right, and I've gotten the region accurate. So
I gotta show you the wine I got the other day just because the name the name was funny. Hold on a second.
I love wine. That's my go-to. There's not wine in here though,
That's right. It's like the glass that I have. This could very well possibly be bourbon.
May or may not be.
Ryan doesn't drink wine. He drinks. He's an alcoholic.
I actually used to drink a lot of wine, but that's when I was like.
You see.
All right, so I don't know. You're probably not going to be able to see this. Oh, maybe you can't see it.
Here by chance. I can't see it. I find myself here by chance guided.
It says I find myself here by chance, guided by the whims of fate.
Okay.
That's
is that
the name
Paso?
of the wine.
Is that Paso?
Paso, yeah, Paso.
Okay.
Robles, yeah.
Paso Robles.
Very cool.
Yeah.
Well, cheers.
Here's your.
Yes, there you go.
What is that now? Is that your purple mushrooms?
Yeah. So
those are the potatoes.
Oh, potatoes. And that's what you made that puree out of.
I should have sent you guys a bunch of photos of like all my final dishes that you could see. I should have done that.
I know it's more fun though. It's more fun when we got to make Ryan try and do it.
That's the only reason that keeps me around.
No, pretty much. Well, I don't know. I mean, you're good to banter with.
I mean, my good dad jokes.
And in that.
No, that was
lousy.
It was bad. It was bad.
In that white T-shirt of yours.
Stop with my white. He busts my chops about my white T-shirt every time. That's why I just keep it out. It's like my signature move.
Oh, now you just do it just to drive me nuts with it.
Right.
And now I forgot. Yeah, now Ryan, it's that time of the show where I forget the question I was going to ask. You got a question, Ryan? Ryan doesn't. He never has a question. You
No,
gotta
I'm
have
just-
some kind
I'm
of a
just-
question, Ryan.
Oh,
So anyway, so when you were, where did you go
I
eat when
start
you were?
talking, and then you just interrupt me anyway.
Well, because now
Whatever.
you took too long, and I thought of another question.
All right, I'll just be
What,
over here.
Okay, and when you were here in Chicago, what did you have anything good to eat?
So that was an impromptu trip that was not planned. Chef Mark Conway, while we were both at at Memphis, invited me, and I was kind of like ready to leave Memphis at that point, and I was like, screw it, I'll do it. So I booked the flight, and I was there. I left 4 a.m. Saturday morning, so I stayed Saturday night and then Sunday night, and then I left, mid Monday. But we didn't really go out. Like, we were at the show from 9 to 5, and it's a restaurant show, right? So there's a ton of samples, a ton of samplings. So I kind of just like picked, I just kind of like filled myself up with all these samples. And I went out to dinner once. I forget where we went to. We tried to go to Nobu at the rooftop, but everyone else did as well. And so you take the elevator up to the rooftop, and it opens, and that's Nobu. Well, they opened up the elevator, and we couldn't even barely get out of it because there were so many people. So that didn't happen. That was like my one dinner that I really wanted to go to, but it just wasn't happening with the time that we got out to dinner. We ended up going to Fora. It was okay. It was fine, but that was kind of the only outing that I had. Really, I didn't get to explore. Oh, I lied. I went to I forget, what is that place? It's called Ava?
I don't know.
Something of that nature.
You're talking to two people that never really go downtown. I was just hoping you'd have some good experience.
We don't.
It's too crowded for me.
It was good. They were Mexican prawns in a red sauce that I can't remember what it is, but they were really good. And then they had a decent wine selection. Actually, like they had quite some serious pages of wine bottles, like wine by the bottle. So I would recommend that. I'll send it to you afterwards when I can remember the name. But definitely Chicago was my first time there, I'll be honest. And I have always wanted to go. Like, living in Scottsdale, so many people from Chicago would come to Scottsdale, and I have met so many amazing people from there, but I've never went. And so I took the chance when I was able to, but I didn't get to explore.
No, we gotta go when you can explore.
Girls and littles.
Yes, I need to go back for sure.
I didn't know if you dined on some of our classic Chicago dishes, like the Chicago hot dog or pizza.
I don't eat hot dogs, so that wouldn't happen.
Italian beef.
Next time.
Okay. See, next time. I wouldn't go downtown anyway.
No,
it's too crowded.
Since it's only
I don't eat hot dogs or hamburgers, so I'm just not attracted to those kind of American style restaurants. When I go out to dinner, it's usually upscale. I don't really like dive bars. I just don't want to go to a place where I'm going to be disappointed by the food, because I know I can cook it better, kind of thing. And I'm either eating before I go out and I'm just going out for drinks, or I'm going somewhere fucking amazing.
That's what I hate about going out places and spending all this money, and you're like, I could do better than this at home.
Yeah, I say that often. I'm like, but here in San Diego, we've got some amazing restaurants here.
I have a very hard time buying a steak and spending $60, $70 on it out, but I'm like, I could do this at home and enjoy myself.
Well, see, this is where the guest experience is supposed to come in, right? Like, this is how can, from the mouth of an establishment, how can I elevate this experience for my guests, and they're not just having a steak, right?
Right.
So that's the part I'm connected to. Is like, let's elevate it.
Like the last time we went out, my son's 14. He's very picky, but he loves steak. So like going from these, grilled cheese kids meals to, oh, Dad, can I get the steak? And I'm like, oh, God.
Yeah,
And it's gotta be at least he's medium rare, so he's not cooking it well done or anything like that. But then like this last time, I'll leave the restaurant out of it, but he wanted a steak, and I think it was like $35, so it wasn't too bad. But it wanted medium rare. It came out like almost well done.
Wow.
So when we sent it back, and they brought out another one, and it was like blue rare. And I'm like,
yikes.
and I'm like, dude, this thing's still moving. Like, so he took it back again, and then it just came back charred. It was like,
nice.
yeah,
Like, I'm out. I'm done.
Yeah, no, this is third time. Luckily, we would have paid for it. I didn't ask him to take it off because he ate it, but it just wasn't good. It wasn't worth it. But
you should have asked him to split the cost with you, right?
Yeah, but there's a place, and we get it once or twice a year in Chicago. Steve, have you ever been to Rickabenny's?
I've heard of it. I think there have been some out in the burbs. I think at some point that I've been to. It actually is
closed. It's only the original location in Chicago, but it's the famous home of the breaded steak sandwich.
Oh, that sounds good.
Steak pounded thin, deep fried, dipped in a bath of marinara sauce, put in a bread loaf with some mozzarella cheese, some hot peppers. Oh, it's amazing. Try it. Good stuff.
I'm glad you enjoyed that. That's all that matters.
That is.
That's like a new first for Thursday Night BBQ Chat. Is the fake throw up?
The driving.
Hang on, don't worry. I got this. Hold on.
Yeah, there we go. Finally get Ryan out of here.
What
But
happened?
he took himself out. That's his punishment. He's in charge of the screens, so he
He's
usually
like, I'm leaving.
if I insult him too much, he takes me, and usually he kicks me out because I'm usually being a jerk at some point in time. But yeah.
What is this supposed to say? Italian beef? Who's here?
Oh, that's Greg Schneider. He's talking about Italian beef. Look at the sun. The sun now has moved. It's almost in Sammy's face now.
In her eye. Yes.
No. Kind of side.
You could stick around longer and see if it like totally gets her one eye into the.
No, I'm just gonna move this way. I'm just trying not to get my neighbor's house.
Why is it?
Yeah.
What's wrong? Is the neighbor got a nice house?
But we don't need them in this video.
They need the privacy.
I don't know. Maybe
time, okay?
You never know. They could be like, I didn't consent to you filming me in public.
Right?
You can. Yeah, but you can. There is no consenting in public when it's in a public space, right? Those are some of my favorite videos on money. But anyway, now what were we?
We haven't talked about Fatox Fest.
Oh yeah. So let's go back to the festivals. What you were at Fatox, and then you were at Memphis in May. Tell us about the Fatox thing, because the videos that came out of there looked pretty darn neat. And I didn't realize when Ty said he was putting on a fest, I didn't realize he was putting on a flipping fest.
He killed it. He got a lot of really great people involved, from the cooks to the sponsors to the venue. The venue, the venue was a paid actor, okay? Like, it was probably the best scenario for North Phoenix. Actually, because you can't really do that in Scottsdale. You could probably find... Honestly, it was probably the best venue that we could have done that at. There was a lot of space, and it was great. Ty brought his vision to life. Everything went great. Like, it just seems so seamless. And even for me too, like sometimes it's hard for me to jump into events where the person has no experience, because I have done so many experiences that I kind of have like X, Y, and Z standards, and know what to anticipate and things like that. He fucking killed it. Like, kudos to him. It was a really good time. Me and Johan Manguson, he's Big Swede Barbecue. Him and I headed up the VIP tent, and we were slammed. Like, we were so slammed. And so the VIP tent was exactly that. It was like you had special access to the VIP tent and what we were cooking, which was an elevated dish. So I cooked 2 dishes, and then he had a couple of dishes as well. And then the same VIP people got access to the rest of all of the tastings outside too. There was also a cigar lounge in the VIP area, a lemonade, like a craft lemonade operation in there, and then there was a bunch of tables with shade. So it was really fun. I have no complaints, except for I just wish we were a little bit more in with the fire. We had our own fire apparatuses within the VIP, but that was probably one of my favorite events in a long time, for sure.
Yeah, I mean, it looked really neat. I mean, the videos, I don't know if some of them were yours and some of the others, and there was
so much
big posters of everybody, and I just thought it was really cool. I wish I could.
Love that he did that. I love that he printed out everyone's made their own little fat out. Like, that was really cool. You don't see that very often, if at all. And I got to take that home, so it's just like a little memorabilia that I have from that event. It was really cool. He did a good job, and also that's my hometown, so it was kind of like. It was just nice to come back and have some, my family and friends who have known me for a while and new followers to see me and to be able to show up to my hometown. That was really cool that he brought me there.
And then you did then you went over to Memphis in May. What did you think about Memphis? That's the first open fire meetup there at Memphis in May. And what did you think of all that?
Yeah, I mean, it was really cool. I mean, it was so I've been to the open fire meetup on its own. So it was basically that, just in such a bigger stage. In Memphis, I got to walk around a little bit, and I was just like, holy shit, it's huge. It just encompassed so many acres. I couldn't even tell you how many acres. I'm going to say probably at least 100.
And then
but
what did you like better? Because I know Ty was mentioning it. Did you like the demo day, or did you like the competition part of it better?
I'm more of the demo experience kind of person. I don't do competitions. That was actually my very first competition. Well, I lied. The first open fire meetup was also a competition for People's Choice. But it wasn't that big of a stage, right? And so I don't do competitions. Would I do it again? The competition aspect again? Maybe. It was a 4-course competition. So it wasn't just turn in a rib, turn in a wing, turn in something. It was a progression from a soup to an appetizer to a main and then a dessert. And that was familiar to me. And so I enjoyed that piece, but it had a lot of I don't know. I'm okay with the stress. I'm used to the stress. But it just wasn't really me. So yeah, I don't know. It would need to be a different competition for me to do it again. Yeah.
Yeah, I think Ty was saying the same. I know he was saying he was looking forward to the second day for the demo day, because that's kind of that's what open fire is all about, and it's just kind of like a freestyle and feeding people, and it's more of a fun thing as opposed to the competition part of it. So
yeah, I mean, it was exhilarating, and we had our moments of holy shit, that was the adrenaline rush, because you only get 5 minutes per course to present that, plate it, and then present it for 3 judges. and you might not even fill up that entire 5 minutes. And so after 2 minutes, you might be needing to like go to that next dish. And that's where I was. I was mostly in charge of that plating and making sure that the visual, the vision from that Ty had translated through to the dishes on the plates that was being served. And it just happened so fast. And we had a really great team. We did. And it was a rush. It was exhilarating. But yeah, I'm just not really like a competition kind of girl. I mean, I am, but with sport.
I get it. So did you work your way around and get anybody else's food? Did you sample anybody else's stuff? Did you find anything that was really good that you really liked? I
rarely eat at those events, to be honest.
Really?
It's few, but I'm not really doing this for food. So
that's different than what you and me would be doing, Ryan, because we'd be
for the food.
Well,
I'd be all over.
So if I was just a normal attendee, that would be a different conversation. It would be different, right? But I wasn't, and so I was working on some level, right? And like there's just some point where you can't leave your team for too long, right? So
depends on how good the food is at the other place.
Yeah. No, I had a really good time. I was gone for a total of 8 days, and so it was a lot.
Yeah, I was kind of surprised when you said you were in Chicago. I did reach out and said how long were you in? Because unfortunately, it was the weekend I worked. Otherwise, I would have tried to find a way for us to do something and find a way to get out to have a dinner or something. But yeah.
Yeah. That was like so impromptu. Sorry. Next time.
No, that's fine. I was kind of like, whoa, she's at the restaurant. I have to say, for anybody, and Ryan, you're part of this, everybody. If you ever have a chance, just like what Sami was saying, if you ever have a chance to get to the restaurant show, I used to go a long time ago, and it is one of the coolest. And she's absolutely right. I can understand when you're not hungry after you get done, because I can tell you, I know for one that I can remember from way back then is Blue Bunny ice cream was down there, and they just had ice cream the ice cream machines where you could slide the door open and take ice cream out. They had just had those out there. I can't even tell you how many like Blue Bunny ice cream sandwiches I had in like that time.
So
there.
at that event, I was eating everything.
Right. That's what I'm saying. There's samples everywhere. McCain was there, and you got like French fries, and you got this, and you got that, and you had
and then there was tequila. So I was like, yes. I'm not kidding. There was.
I believe you.
Tequila and more tequila.
And more tequila. And then I know you were I saw your video. You were at the Melinda's booth, and love Melinda's.
Yeah. I went and visited them. And then I was just kind of making the best of it and making connections. And I'm glad I did, because I connected with a handful of brands that I had a really good conversation with, and our brands align, and we'll probably connect again here locally. So that's the best outcome I could have asked for.
So if somebody was interested in hiring you for a private event or reaching out and discussing things with you, where do they go to do that?
Yeah. So you can go to either one of my websites. I have SamiMarquez.com, and that'll lead you to everything. Or you can go to vinotrece.com, and that is primarily the catering and private dining experiences. You can go to those, and then if you want more of a visual experience of what to expect, then my Instagram, my handle is sami.vinotrece.
Vinotrece.
Yeah, it just means, technically it means wine 13 wine. It doesn't have any meaning, really. I like wine, and 13 is my birthday, so I was like, it just makes sense. Yeah.
I wondered what that was in the comments.
There you go.
Out your paper.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah. Also, if you just do a basic Google search, there's like a ton of articles over the years that will, there's articles, there's social media, there's websites, there's photography, there's all the things. Please do a basic Google search.
Absolutely. Well,
Yeah.
I told you, as I told you in the thing, I told you we were going to go over. The show was normally an hour, but today we were an hour and a half, because that means that the conversation was good and the information was a great time. We will let you get onto your thing. And it's almost time for Ryan to go to bed. He's got to take a nap. Us older guys.
I have a 2:30 ride in the morning.
Us older guys. For you.
Where are you going? Where are you going?
I have an Uber ride at 2:30 to the airport.
In the morning?
Yeah.
Who is it?
Tomorrow's gonna be, because I don't work tomorrow because I leave this weekend to go to Indy for my son's soccer tournament. But actually, I have 5 reserved rides tomorrow.
Wow, look at you, big roller.
I do Uber on the side, so it's
he does Uber on the side. I have to tell you, I did it too.
Yeah,
I have some great stories from that. I'm kind of glad I did it when I did it, but I got some good memories and stories of the Uber driving. Sami, thank you very much for coming on the show. We'll have to catch up later on down the road and see where things are going, but thank you very much for taking some time. It is absolutely gorgeous there in San Diego. It's making me jealous. I've been watching the whole thing, and I'm just like, God, it looks so nice there. Maybe it'll get nice here one time. Today's high was like 59 degrees, just so you know. We're still freezing here in Chicago.
Oh, okay. Well, you're welcome to San Diego anytime.
All right.
I'd like to get to San
Diego. Do you do private dinner parties for 2?
For 2? Yep.
For us, I mean, you just want to.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
Do you ship?
Take care of my flight, and I'll cook you guys something.
Ryan, you take care of the flight.
Miles. Shoot.
Yeah, right. All right.
Stay less.
All right.
Do you mind Spirit Airlines?
Yes. Spirit Airlines.
Fuck you. First of all, they don't exist anymore.
Oh.
Good job. That's Ryan's.
Slap in the face by somebody who does elevated experience. Do not put me on Spirit. First of all, they don't even exist anymore. Okay.
JetBlue. You want to keep JetBlue?
Savannah Banana.
Hi, babe. I'll get myself there. I'm gonna call my private jet. Okay.
Yeah, call it. Yeah, she only flies private, Ryan. Get it? Private event, private jet. You know what I'm saying?
All right, we'll get it booked.
All right, Sami.
Yes. Thank you for having me, guys.
Thank you. Enjoy your night.
Take care, everyone. Bye.
That was a great show, Ryan. We got another great show in the books. And I hate to tell you, it was a good one. It was a long one. We had a great conversation. We touched on just about everything you could think of. And there were probably still more questions that we could have asked. But
and Thursday Night BBQ Chat on Instagram is still going.
I'm telling you, I'm thinking
we made it.
It better be. I'm telling you right now, Ryan. It better be when I check it tomorrow morning. It better be loaded with star payments. That's all I say, because that's the only thing that we got going with us so far is that we've got tons of stars. Yeah. We can get stars. And anybody, I gotta ask you, because you're more of on the you've been a TikToker. Anybody still do stars?
I actually did. I commented on somebody's post and they gave me 100 stars.
Which, by the way, ladies and gentlemen, that's like
$1.
Yeah.
That was my first stars, though. They starred my comment. It was kind of nice.
Yeah, I mean, it was interesting. It came up on the Facebook things like, oh, you're now eligible for stars, and I'm just like, oh, that's great. It's probably about 6 years too late.
Good night. It's 90s here in Waynesboro, Georgia.
It's always hot in Georgia. I can honestly tell you because obviously Steve doesn't fly, so Steve drives a lot, and driving down to Florida, obviously you go through Georgia. Georgia, probably second to Hammond, Louisiana, and that Louisiana area right in there is probably one of the hottest places I think I've been to. I don't know whether it's because of the humidity plus the heat. I mean, it's one of those places where you could be driving and you're in the air, and then you get out to go walk around, and it just feels like the sun and everything is just burning your flesh off.
That happens.
I mean, it happens. I mean, I'm still alive, so it's not.
Who do we got next week, Steve?
Well, next week, ladies and gentlemen, here on the big show that nobody ever watches, we have Mr. Joe Diapis, and I'm sure I'm saying his name wrong too. He goes by the tag of Barbecue Friend. He is on Instagram, so you can look up Barbecue Friend, I think it is, or Joe Diapiste. He has confirmed, so he should be on. And then after that, ladies and gentlemen, I do have to say, Steve might not be on the show for a month.
Steve's gone for a month.
Ryan's firing me. He said he's had enough of it. Well, first of all, I know for a fact June 4th, there's no show whatsoever. Right, Ryan?
Correct.
Is that still a thing?
That is correct. June 4th, there will not be a show. I'll be in the middle of the ocean.
And I will be at a graduation. Because obviously the 4th, as we mentioned earlier in the show, the 4th was supposed to be Sammy's show, but unfortunately I found out that I had to go to a graduation. And so I had to change that. It's the first time I think I've ever reached out to a guest and said I had to change the date. Usually it's the other way around. But yeah.
That's right.
And then the 11th, I will be. No, you know what? I might make an appearance on the 11th, Ryan, depending on whether you find some guests that actually want to talk to you for an hour. Besides your groupies, the griddle crew people. Are you going to find someone besides just a griddle crew?
I don't know. Figure it out.
I mean, are you going to pull a surprise out? Are you going to do something that makes me
You'll
jealous?
have to tune in and see.
Well, I was thinking, because I said I might join in because of the fact that I will be at an Operation Barbecue Relief function. So maybe I'll sign in from there just to kind of give you a little thing of what's going on.
Yeah, we'll see if we let you in.
So next week, Joe Diapiste. June will be a mishmash, so just kind of stick with us. Joel says, I'd love to hop on. I cook here at Interstellar Barbecue. I'm the cook and would love to hang out. Oh, there you go, Ryan. There. You got this. You got Joel. Joel smokes a lot.
Don't smoke so hot.
He could be your guest. He's on Instagram. You know what? I might reach out to him just for the shits and giggles of it. Why not?
Just don't jingle and shit. You'll be all right.
He'll be okay.
All right,
Anyway, Joel, I'm just letting you know. Don't be surprised. You may be, as long as you can talk for an hour, you're one step ahead of Ryan, and we're good.
Provided my people don't get back to me.
Ryan might never come back. It's hot down here, says Baby Debbie. All right, everybody. Thank you, everybody, for signing in. Thank you to our awesome sponsors. Thank you to everybody that commented. Thank you to Sammy for coming out. Now she's got me all nervous about saying her last name. How did you say it? Marquez. Thank you to Sami Marquez for coming on. It was a great show. Thank you to, again, to everybody. Thank you for making this show possible. I have a great time and fun time doing the show. I love meeting all the different people that we get on this show. And I love meeting all the people that actually watch the show. And I think it's kind of a neat little family experience. Yeah. It's the only friends I have, Ryan.
That's true. All right, guys. Have a good night. We will see you next Thursday, 7 p.m. Central. Have a good night. Bye, guys. Bye.